everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if he can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. Yesterday, we talked about conference championships previews now, and we talked about Super Bowls and kind of the Big Brother-ish, so make sure to check that out. But kind of, we've had this debate. Super Bowl and just kind of the value of a Super Bowl. And the man, of course, debated that with Austin.
Yeah, this is a big game for all four of these quarterbacks. Some more than others, I definitely feel like. We mentioned in a separate video what a loss would feel like for both Josh Allen and Lamar. And I think we know which person this one affects the most this game, but this is a very important game for all these teams. Only one of them have won a Super Bowl of the QBs that are here. And, we can start with the one that has won. Yes, it's a three-peat, but I definitely think this one matters the least for Mahomes.
Yes, I think that's great. And, I kind of want to start with Mahomes, too, because I just want to we've had this discussion before, and people are, I don't know, maybe I'm just talking to Chiefs fans, but no, Mahomes is not the GOAT. Stop. Is he one of the best to ever do it? Yes. And the three-peat would add to that, but there's really nothing he can do. So for the people, I think I don't really like the debate. Also, I think just appreciate the greatness we can see with Mahomes. It would be incredible with the three-peat and just how close they would be to a three-peat if he made a Super Bowl appearance, but this doesn't really affect his legacy. It just to me, it just stays the same because of he is not the GOAT. Really, yeah, I just kind of want to end it there. So that's kind of how I view it because, yeah, it really doesn't. It would be great for him and great for the Chiefs, but doesn't really affect his legacy too much if he doesn't make an appearance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big the three-peat would mean so much though. I feel like you mentioned that he's not the GOAT, but no QB has ever three-peated, and that would matter a lot.
Yeah, it would matter a lot, but to me, the kind of gavel ending it is, okay, well, how do you do against the GOAT? It's not there's no hypothetical. What if LeBron played Jordan?
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit. I think we both know who I feel like is the GOAT. But
I think it's a great point for the listeners as well. But basically, when it mattered most, who won? Because I do think it is playoff record, and you could talk about what the Chiefs were. But how did Mahomes do against Brady? Not well. I think he had one win.
In the regular season, he was 3-0, and in the postseason, he was 0-2. I think is what the record was.
He never beat. Yeah,
Brady in the playoffs. No, he lost in the AFC Championship game in 2018, and then lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So yeah, to me that would just be well, what do you do against Brady? That would end it. Even if the three-peat, because I do think that's kind of the unique situation we have, because they aren't 1-2. Mahomes will probably get there at the end, especially even if he doesn't three-peat. But if he does three-peat, then yeah, it's going to be 2. But it's not a hypothetical situation of what if Jordan played Kareem in his prime or Jordan played LeBron in his prime. You don't have that, but you do have that in the NFL, which is, I think, pretty cool and should stop the debate. What do you do? If it was 1-1, 1-2, maybe, but 0-2 in the postseason when it really matters doesn't really.
And one of those games was in Kansas City. The AFC Championship game was in Kansas City.
Yep.
And while, yes, technically the Super Bowl was in Tampa, it was COVID, so there was only like 5,000 fans there or 10,000 fans there. And it was a Super Bowl, so it wasn't like it was only going to be Tampa fans that were there in the first place. So, yeah, this game matters the least. But now we can go into the guys I think it matters the most for. I think the QB that it matters the most for is Jayden Daniels. I know that may sound a little bit surprising, but it is unheard of for a rookie QB, especially after the season that the Commanders just had, to go to a Super Bowl. Especially in a road environment, this would be a magical season added on to, and what would be talked about Jayden Daniels. I mean, this is the best start to a career you can have, is winning a Super Bowl rookie year, which no QB has done in my knowledge.
Yeah, Roethlisberger, was it?
No, he lost.
He lost. Okay.
You remember they lost, and then he promised Jerome Bettis, come back one more year and we'll win you one. The Super Bowl is going to be in your hometown of Detroit. Yeah. Come back and we'll win you one. Because Roethlisberger didn't play well in the AFC Championship game that they ended up losing. So, yeah, and while Brady won his first season he really played, he wasn't a rookie. Yeah. He had played the year before. So
fourth? Yeah.
No, it was the second year.
Oh, it was the second year?
Yeah.
I can remember. Got it. Okay. That's my bet on that. But yeah, no, I am in agreement with you. I do think Jayden Daniels means the most because he is the rookie. And talking about it, I still believe Caleb Williams is a fantastic quarterback, and sometimes you just have 1 and 2 great quarterbacks in this draft. So I do think it kind of bolsters his legacy of just what he done, because he wasn't viewed as the number 1 quarterback in the class at the start of the year. And just, I do think there are better situations, but the way he's performed has been great, and definitely put in that aspect of, if he does make a Super Bowl, it's pretty incredible what he's done in year 1. Because I view just the appearance does the most for Jayden Daniels. If in the future, depending on what happens in the Super Bowl, what a win means, that could be, I would say, different. Because I think a win changes the next 2 quarterbacks with Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, not just an appearance.
100%. It definitely matters. And like I said, he'd be in rarefied air. He'd be the only one. So it would matter the most for him. Now, do you think a win matters more for Josh Allen or for Jalen Hurts?
I think given the context of kind of this wild run for the Commanders, people wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles beat them. I think an appearance would mean, in a win in the championship game, would mean more for Josh Allen, because it's finally him beating Mahomes. So given the context of the situation of Allen just has not been able to beat Mahomes and get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a little bit different than just beating Mahomes. It's breaking the curse. I mean, the Bills have not won a title in their career. Or in their lifespan as a team. They lost 4 straight at a point, and this would be breaking something that hasn't happened in a while. While the Eagles, yes, they've only won 1 in their time as a organization, but they won in 2017. So it's not that far long ago to where you don't remember it. I still remember watching the game myself. So I think that's the reason why it means a little bit more. And then also, like you said, the Eagles are supposed to win, while the Bills are definitely not underdogs. I don't think there's an underdog in that game. There's no expectation. They don't expect him to win. I'm not going to say there's no expectations. He's expected to play well, but I don't think he's expected to win, even though they're not an underdog.
Yeah, it's really just 2 behemoths in the AFC. You have the great team this year in the Bills, and then while the Chiefs were good, they're a dominant team. They have back-to-back Super Bowl wins. And yeah, I do think, and Jalen Hurts has been to a Super Bowl. And how much did that Chiefs game? Chiefs game was only 10 points when they won, right? It was a close game.
It was a 3-point game. It was 38-35. Remember, it was the PI that happened that caused them to kick the game-winning field goal.
Oh, okay. I forgot they kicked the game-winning field goal. No. Okay. But yeah, it came down close. And so it's like Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl. You mentioned the Eagles winning a Super Bowl. it doesn't mean that much if Hurts just makes an appearance, and I think it would mean more for Josh Allen. So I
It
think
means something. It just doesn't mean as much as it means to Josh Allen.
Yes, it all means something as it talks about legacy and all that. But if we're doing comparisons in this, you have, it means something, but it doesn't mean as much to Josh Allen. When I'm thinking of these four quarterbacks, we mentioned we have Mahomes at bottom. Then you have, I would say, Jalen Hurts, right? Then Josh Allen, then Jane Daniels. In least to most in meaning.
Yeah, probably.
Well, it would all mean something, especially for Jalen Hurts and his legacy to make an appearance. Kind of because he was a second round pick. This would be his first year as a starter. Was that the Super Bowl year or was it the year prior? Yeah, okay, the year prior.
I think it was 2 years before.
Really? Or was 2 years before when it was Wentz as well?
I'm looking it up. I think that was his. Was that his second year as a starter? I know it wasn't his rookie or his first year as a starter.
It may have been his second year, and it was wasn't it Sirianni's first year?
Okay, it was his second year as a starter, but he also started 4 games the year before. It was his third season. It's his third season in his career. He started 4 games his rookie year, 15 games his second year, and then also started 15 games that year. But that was because
this is his 6th Hurts.
This is his 5th year.
5th year. Okay, so you have 2.
Fourth year is a majority starter. However, like I said, he did start 4 games his rookie season, so it's not like he didn't get any experience.
Yeah, I would say so. That adds to his legacy of 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, 2 Super Bowl appearances in 4 years for him.
Yes,
talking about that, and it would mean something. But I think when you talk about for Josh Allen, who hasn't been in the Super Bowl, just because he's going against one of the greats quarterback in Mahomes and the Chiefs, also are just a great team. That's where I think it would mean. And then you also have the Commanders, haven't been in a long time, of course, snapping that streak, but also Jane Daniels in his rookie year. So that's really all I have.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add.
All right, let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening, and we'll, of course, review the conference championship, then preview the Super Bowl and all that. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.